So that last mission, even though we completed it, was still technically a failure in the grand scheme of things.
Because those guys were dicks. We're gonna go back and get some payback.
Yep, because, and that payback is through a very, very bold strategy, as described here. So, you remember that detail I mentioned way, way back at the beginning of the LP where the Falchion, the first-gen VT, its description mentioned that it was light enough to be airdropped. Yeah. This, the gimmick with this mission is that we are limited to only lightweight VTs. Because the only way to get into this area and take it over is by just dropping a fuck ton of them.
Okay, so we're basically flinging paper aircraft at them until something works. Is that what I'm getting? We're literally just chucking gunpla models?
If only Gunpla were as tough as these. So, when I was initially planning this mission, I was thinking of using the blade again because, I already showed off the prominence again and was like, yeah, the blade's a pretty good lightweight model. But then, just doing some practice runs with this, specifically when I was going through just the regular campaign playthrough on my off time, I realized it just wasn't cutting it, But then I remembered, oh yeah, we got the rapier. That had some pretty good tools, including a melee weapon that just stuns enemies.
Oh,
as well as like other higher caliber weapons that I felt were much more useful in actually landing hits on these guys. So, yeah, we're using the rapier again.
See, I feel like these kind of missions are what the second campaign in general should have been.
Agreed, yeah.
Like, adding interesting wrinkles, limiting your tools, that sort of thing.
Along with new environments.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it's clear that they wanted to do that, but it's just they did not have, like, any more money and time to really flesh that out.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if these kind of missions were the ones that they developed before they were told, nah, gotta shut it down, this is all we can do.
Yeah, this is all your budget allows for.
Yeah.
At least we get a new cutscene after quite a while of not having any. And you even see how the mechanism is set up for releasing the VTs and airdropping them,
Yeah.
That's actually cool. It's a lot more detailed than, say, how a helicopter just holds up an AC by its shoulders and then just drops it. Anyway, welcome to the Full Metal Panic Power Hour.
And there's a distinct lack of teenage girls in this game, and I'm okay with that.
Unfortunately, we do not have Tessa and, the crew of the Tool Alpha Dadanen providing support for us.
Or Konami in general.
Yeah. Does she just be yelling at us?
Just send her in with a steel-reinforced paper fan and watch her kill everything.
She'd probably be, talking about how we're at least not as embarrassing as Sosuke at school.
At least you have some interpersonal skills, so I guess you're okay.
Yeah. But then again, we did just, run into a VT cockpit and start piloting right away before we got even basic training.
Yeah.
So yeah, some good skills, others still lacking in some amount of sense.
Yeah, we literally just went, hold my beer, I got this.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this track right now, this is the full opening from the last Full Metal Panic anime series that came out, Invisible Victory, which was the first season in a very long while for Full Metal Panic.
Yeah, it was 8 years since Second Raid.
Something like that, yeah.
8 or 10 years.
Yeah, it was very close to a decade.
Yeah, when they announced that, I was like, wait, seriously?
Yeah, I was surprised.
they also brought back Higurashi, so, everything old is new again, I guess.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah, and KyoAni wasn't the one doing the animation for it, but Zebek, I think, still did a pretty solid job. It was also a case where, kind of similar to how like the more recent Macross series are, it is further proof that yes, you can make CG work in an anime. Just don't use it as your only thing or for humanoid characters, for God's sake.
Yeah, let's not talk about Berserk, please.
Yeah, or X-Arm.
Yeah. Oh god, I need to watch that just to see if it is as bad as people say.
Oh, just some of the GIFs I've seen and Twitter posts definitely imply that it might even top Berserk 2016 in that regard. But seriously, it's like for things like this where there are a lot of like mechanical objects, stuff that like becomes even more distracting when they become off model, like having those be actual CG models and then just like adjusting the shading and frame rate accordingly to match the actual hand-drawn animation is a system that works,
Yeah, it worked pretty well in Gridman. That looked good.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. They did use it in Gridman, absolutely.
But then you get stuff like, well, Berserk and to a lesser extent Dorohedoro, because I love that series, but man, it looked clunky at times.
Yeah, that was for how much praise Dorohedoro gets, that really did feel like a weird choice for the production.
Yeah, like the series, the original manga is one of my favorite of all time. No questions asked. But it's a difficult like for the anime.
So we're now at the upper ridge of like this big box canyon, as it were. One thing that you kind of have to do with this mission that you don't realize the first time you play through is that once 5 minutes pass total in the operation time, actual reinforcements will come in via big like VT like ground transports. They look like a very big like giant hover tanks in a weird way. It's kind of hard to describe. But we're at this specific side of the arena because this is where they're supposed to spawn in. And if you let those things park and deploy more VTs, it will require you to kill even more enemies in order to meet the mission requirements. But if you destroy the transports before they fully park, then that'll also destroy all of the reinforcements that they have inside them, and then you'll be able to more easily mop up the remaining VTs.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Because otherwise, it's like, when this mission starts, it is very chaotic just because you don't have the safety of like a starting position to do your pre-flight check and then move out. You're just dropped right in the dead center, and then you basically have to figure out from there where the enemies are, where to move, and then just have a plan.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that one stage in Zone of the Enders 2, where it's
You're talking about... is it the one where you have to defend the buildings, or when it's in the all-out Musou-style battle?
That one where it's like 50 guys on your side versus 50 guys on the enemy's side.
Yeah, well, it's like 50 on your side, 1,000 on the other. that was an insane fight.
Slight under-exaggeration maybe, but yeah, it just kind of reminds me of that same kind of chaotic, oh god, what do I do now?
Yeah.
Fortunately,
we do not have, at least with this mission, we do not have to worry about getting a double S rank, keeping all 50 of our guys alive or some shit.
Oh, fuck that. There's a reason why I don't do, like, obscene S ranks or trophies or anything these days, and that game is a big part of it.
I only did that once on the HD collection, and that was it. I'm at least thankful that there is no actual in-game reward tied to getting those ranks.
No, I tried doing it in the PS2 version.
Oh,
tried.
And that had insane slowdown.
Yeah. The European version was slightly better because they took the opportunity to patch it up a little bit and reinforce it. But
yeah, because like the PAL version, I believe, is like the basis for the PS2 re-release of Zoe 2. Because the first Japanese version was even more rough.
Oh god, yeah. No.
So yeah, those transports are out of the way now. And we have finished working our way backwards through the various Full Metal Panic OPs and back to the very first one. Because hey, you know, we took out the reinforcements. We're now on the upswing. This mission's in the bag.
Okay, but does Alphonse count as a mech? Answers on a postcard, please.
And it's so weird in my brain that I have to juggle between 3 different Full Metal titles.
Yeah.
It's Alchemist, Panic, and Jacket.
Yeah. Oh no, I remember, because Alchemist and Panic both came out in the West at the same time.
Yeah, they were very, very close together in release.
And people always refer to them as just Full Metal, and it's like, okay, which one though?
Yeah.
And,
this song may not be especially fitting in the context of an all-out war, but it's like I still like it. It's definitely one of like the anime openings that kind of sticks with me the most, just because of how kind of feel good the vibe of the song is. So yeah, you Maelstroms aren't so scary now that we're up on the same level as you.
Take that, you shit.
Mm-hmm. Just unloading a bunch of AR rounds and DLGM missiles, and it's like a guaranteed knockdown. They don't even have enough time to try and dodge those. Which is like the ultimate reason for why it's better to take the Rapier than the Blade. Because I think even though they both, I believe, have AR weapons, like the Rapier still has the advantage of the DLGM.
Yeah.
So like it has those dual rockets that it can rely on as additional firepower.
I mean, you were saying that you were having a lot of trouble with the previous mechs, and it's like, that's when you've barely taken any damage.
Yeah, well, that's also because I had to do practice runs on this mission a lot.
I mean, that probably helps, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the missions that you see, a lot of them I was able to get recorded on the first try. Like, basically, I hit recording as soon as I go through, like, the briefing menu and show what I need to show, and then it basically finishes by the time I, like, start the mission and complete it. There are very few times in which I actually had to, like, abort a mission and then retry the recording because something went wrong. But there we go. We took over the uranium mine. We got our payback against the Maelstroms for embarrassing us at that little canyon. Oh, that said, hope you enjoy going back to familiar environments and mission objectives because the final new area that this campaign has is only going to be saved for the final mission.
Yeah, all that cool shit you just saw, forget it. We're back to the old school.
Yeah, but look at those combat points, man.
Wow.
Yeah. That's worthy of a decoration.